So what's the weather looking like to start with this morning, John?
As you can see, Adam, it's pretty foggy.
Is this going to affect the day?
We certainly hope not, because we are time critical. But when you're time critical and then you start with fog, if we don't get away until 11 o'clock, we could be stuck here till 6, and then as we all know, it's going to be dark at 6 o'clock. So that's going to cause problems.
Let's have a chat about who's here, who's new, who's come back from last year, and what we expect to see on the track today.
Okay, well, I think the first big news is that the defending New Zealand 3-hour endurance team have entered, which is the Inky Talek, Johnny Mack, Sarani Kamaro.
Inky won't be driving this year, so we're committed with Simon to run the North and South Island. I mean, obviously our goal is to try and win them both and take those trophies back to Inky and Gore. But hey, we'll see, we've got 9 hours of racing for the North Island to sort that out, and 9 again in the South. So.
This opportunity came up through some very unfortunate circumstances. To be honest, I'd rather not be here. I'd rather Inky was here driving the car, but that's not to be. So John asked me to take his place, and I'm very honoured to be given that opportunity.
One to look out for is going to be the Trax 458 GT3 Ferrari.
I think we'd like to qualify in the top 2 or 3. Would be, wouldn't be out of the question. And we certainly want to win the race. It's the goal. Well, I think it's stepped up a level this year. There's a lot of faster cars, a lot of good drivers this weekend, and some pretty good pairings. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it turns out.
The Evans car, that could be the one to watch as well. I mean, they've hot rodded it, and both those drivers in that car are very, very good. So they're going to be the guys to watch.
So International Motorsport are running the Audi R8 again, and a driver that everyone will know in that car.
Johnny Reid. Yeah, I mean, once again, A1 GP winner, knows this track very, very well. So Johnny, even though that car is, probably 3-4 seasons old now, Johnny Reid in it,
It really is a dream to drive. The aerodynamics and the mechanical grip from the car remind me so much of a Formula car, so it's a pleasure to be here driving the Audi. Between Neil and myself, we've got a pretty good strategy and some good average speed.
Tell us about some of the cars in the other categories as we go down the cylinder size.
In the 1600 1 to 2 litre class, well, it's pretty much a Honda domain in there.
They're all 3 cars are built by Spoon in Japan, so we can't keep them together. Marty McCulloch and the other integrator from our team, and Hayden Johnson and his brother Preston in the S2000, so can't wait to get back into it.
I mean, anything can happen in a 3-hour race, like I said, there's any one of six or 7 cars at the top end could take that.
Great, so let's go and have a look and see what happens.
Yeah, so we're with the Sector Race Team. It's a team that I've sort of put together in the last 6 months or so. We've got Sean Varney driving with us, and he was only racing in Thailand last weekend in the 997 series up there. So the reason you have a driver like him on the team is sort of for him to drag you along and learn some stuff as well. So it's good. We're just a couple of lads down having a bit of fun running in the 3-hour. It's a 2009 997 Cup car with a 2011 upgrade. We've got a couple of motors with it, so we're running a 4-litre motor today. We think we're around sort of 450 odd horsepower.
So what are your expectations of the weekend?
Yeah, so there's some faster kit out there than us. So success for us today looks like probably qualifying 6th, somewhere around there, staying out of trouble and getting one on the board, finishing first, and then worrying about where we place after that. But yes, about having some fun and not taking it too seriously, racing for chocolate fish.
Talking to one of the only, are you guys the only full female team in the field?
We are,
Petco go,
yes,
I think.
Yep, full drivers and crew.
We're in the 3-hour class 3, which is under 2 litres. I think our goal is obviously to get to the end. We did 1 round of it last year at Hampton Downs, and it was just to try it out and see how it all went, and everyone loved it and said, like, we're doing them all next year.
Overall goal is to increase the awareness of breast cancer, and Bronwyn feels really strongly that this is a message to get out to in the motorsport world, because everyone who's involved in motorsport has a wife, a sister, a daughter, a mother, and this is just our way of very visibly putting the subject under people's noses.
That's been another side of it really, is to show that it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, what age you are, what budget you have, you can still get out there and do something, you still enjoy it.
It's a very interesting series. I've done a lot of endurance racing in New Zealand, and I think back in 2011 was when I did my first one, and to see how far the category and this type of racing in New Zealand has come is really good, and it's good to see everyone getting behind it. You know, I never would have thought there'd be this many cars, the GT3 cars racing here, you know, 5-6 years ago we never would have thought that, so it's really good and it's really friendly. It's a very good environment, you know, everyone catches up after for a barbecue and all that sort of stuff, so it's totally different to what I'm used to in Australia, a lot calmer, a lot more enjoyable, and that's why I always love coming over here.
We are second on the grid for the first round here in Taupo.
We qualified fourth, which was really good, so I put in a good time, so behind the GT3 cars.
The conditions have changed a lot since practice. We've got a lot of fog and a lot of moisture content sitting on the road.
We're a little bit down on pace compared with the GT3 cars. We haven't got the aerodynamics or the tyre quality of those guys, so we're probably a second or two off them. So to qualify where we did was pretty awesome.
So we weren't quite happy with our qualifying time, but as I said to the boys on the radio, glory laps don't win 3-hour races.
The fog's rolled in just before the start of our race, so we've started under safety car.
So far, the vision out there today is very hard to see. There's basically not much vision at all, so the whole thing so far this morning's been under safety car. I've been doing the South Island Endurance Series for the past 3 years, and I just wanted to get some more track time up here in the North Island, and I heard how great the North Island Endurance Series is, so I wanted to be a part of it as well. I really like the endurance because it's not all about who has the fastest car. At the end of the day, it's all about reliability and physical and mental preparation as well. The cheese rolls, yeah, it's the main way I get myself on the grid, so it makes it all worth it. So we've done 100 dozen to get here this weekend.
Everything ran to plan. I held my position and have come in leading the race, so happy days. I think I have the dubious distinction of having a Mahindra Ute ahead of me for 30 laps.
Boys had a pretty good strategy call, bringing me in straight after my stint was effectively up, and we've managed to jump a couple of them in the pit stop, so we're actually on track, we're in the lead, so hopefully if it stays like this we'll be able to ride it out to the end.
You know, it's a good strategic race, and that's why endurance racing is so much fun, because it's not just go out and go absolute balls to the wall. You know, there's a lot more strategy and thinking involved.
Right, well, we're 2 hours in. We've had some pretty serious fog. Certain sections of the track were effectively driving into a blanket of fog, and everything gets invisible. Quite entertaining and quite scary. But anyway, we're 2 hours in now. We may have some blue sky opening up.
Yeah, so fuel's pretty good in the car. I think so. If it stays like this, we'll be good to the end. And I think even if we've got another 15-20 minutes of racing, green flag racing, will be pretty cool. So yeah, we're sitting pretty good, I think.
And we may get to go racing.
It's what a way to start. Absolutely incredible. This team is just focused on doing the right thing by Tulloch Motorsport and winning, and we've done that today.
Well, I think everyone here did a really good job to keep the whole thing going and did everything they could to give us a bit of green flag running, and for us it worked out beautifully because we needed green flag to win the race.
It was exciting. I mean, for the 10 laps that we did for the whole day, it was exciting coming through the pack, but yeah, you just wish it had been a full day, that's all. I was actually, when it lifted, was no issue at all, and then obviously they brought that safety car out for the last 10-15 minutes, and you could see it just fallen into turn 11, 10, 9, so yeah, it was pretty willing, so I'm glad they called it, to be honest. Poor old Sam did nearly 2 hours behind safety car in the fog.
We might need a radio, I think, and a bit of a heater. It's a little bit chilly in there, and a bit of music would have been nice during the fog, but all in all, a good day.
The racing was awesome. Simon Evans was, he had a very quick car and doing a really good job with it. I got past, but we had traffic and a yellow flag, and I knew I had to lead because I thought if it turns back around, then we're just going to finish in that position. So yeah, it kind of all played out, but it's a weirdest race win I've ever had, but you take them all. Thank you to Inky and Annette and everyone in the Tulloch family. It's a proud moment for us to even start this weekend. And then to go and put it on pole for you guys and win the race, it's very special.
I tell you, 37 years I've been in motor racing, and I don't think I've ever had a day like that, or seen a day. It was just unbelievable.
So what it came down to then in the end was basically pit stops, and who pitted at the right time and who got the fastest pit.
Yep, that's basically it. I mean, we did get quarter of an hour racing, just over quarter of an hour racing, and there was a bit of action going on. There was some really good, some desperate scraps, especially at the front between Simon Evans and Johnny Mack.
When it went green, we just saw, I was standing on the pit wall actually where they flagged it, and there was 4 wide down the front straight, absolutely madness.
The funny part about it was that just prior to that, when the race control came in and said to me, look, announce it's going to go green. We're in a soundproof box up here, basically. I announced it was going to go green, and all you could hear was a massive cheer all the way down pit lane as all the crews were just screaming, yay! So, yeah, it was interesting.
Great. And so was there anything else that you saw sort of happening over the day that sort of stood out?
I couldn't see anything all day. I mean, all I could see was the front straight.
So that's a wrap on the first round of the Mahindra North Island Endurance Series.
Here at Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park in beautiful, foggy Taupo.
Taupo, John.
Taupo.
No. Taupo.
Hey, I'm a pom, all right?
He's allowed to get it wrong.